Happy Earth Day, y'all. I'm all natural in celebration of Earth Day. So, yeah. I didn't even twist my hair or anything. Or put a bonnet on it. Just slept and woke up. Let's just discuss things of and not of the earth, shall we? Coachella 2012. I have a lot of mixed feelings. I'm sure everybody's mind was blown. Let me just throw this out here though. Creaky and I predicted this several years ago. Many years ago, we saw this coming. Except that in our minds, by now you would be able to have your favorite artist literally in your own living room. That's next, I'm sure. But yeah, we figure you won't have to go to a concert anymore. There will be concerts probably streamed live via hologram that you have to pay out of the ass, probably, since it's going to be in your home. But out of the ass, they have the artist right there in your living room. You might have a concert party and have your company over and have your favorite artist performing right there. Except in our minds, we can see yourself giving, like, I can see myself giving Prince or Patti LaBelle a high five, even though it would go straight through them. But yeah, it blew my mind. And I was really watching the people there on the stage, like before they brought him out, but before they brought him out, Dre looked so nervous. Healthy as hell though. He looks really healthy. But he looked so nervous about, it was like he was fully aware of the different extremes of the consequences that doing this could have. It looked like a combination of that and the idea that he realized he was kind of selling out the spirit of a respected artist for selfish motives, which can mess with a human psyche if you have any conscience whatsoever, and if you really actually like the person, you know, because a lot of people seem to like and love people, but they're just using them the entire time. But if you really like and love the person, you really have to have second thoughts about whether this is something that you really want to go through with. And I saw that in all of his performances. I was just looking at him, you know, the whole time, and he seemed so understandably unnerved about what he was about to do. The other person, of course, was Snoop. And I was just staring at Snoop like really, what is that like? I can't imagine all those different things. And is he seeing the same thing the audience is seeing, or is he too close to the hologram where it just seems like he's just looking straight through it? But if he sees it as vividly as the audience sees it, like, what must that do to your head? You had to be smoking for real to do that, to deal with that while you were doing it. You had to do it. So you get a pass for that one. But you know, I would like to conduct an unpublicized interview, a private, you know, unpublicized interview with Snoop, because I would like to hear from him directly. He could be high if he wants to. I might get more might get more vivid response if he is, but I would like to know what was that like? Did it mess you up? Was it like, did it mess you up? Or was it a celebratory feeling? Because I could see it going both ways. I could see it going both ways. So do I think it's a good idea or not? I mean, it's mind-blowing whichever extreme you look at it with. But I have mixed feelings because on one hand, you know, I know a lot of people are like, you gotta let the deceased rest in peace. You know, although that's never going to happen for people who have enough fans. And on just a human level, even if it is a basically good idea, there could be dangerous consequences for for people who are already mentally unstable. You know, it could take stalking to a whole new level. They just caught this dude planning to kidnap and potentially murder Joss Stone. So, but it could take stalking to a whole another level to make holograms present and available, because a mentally unstable person can develop a relationship with someone who doesn't even know them, much less probably doesn't like them, but they don't even know them, so that when they see the person in the flesh, in real life, in their head, they have a relationship with this person. That could be really, really dangerous in this day and age. Before, okay, but people are raising kids all fucked up, and or parents are not raising their children, and so people's heads are all messed up, and this is not a safe age to give someone that much access to someone's person. Like, I don't even like people that have no character having access to a photo of me. So I just can't even imagine someone being able to have a hologram of me in their own home. You know, like if somebody ever had footage of you laying down in a bed and they make a hologram of it, that unstable person can take you and physically let you lay down in their bed. Like, I don't know if you tech heads know what I'm saying, but yeah, that doesn't sit well with me, you know, just because of the magnitude of the ignorant, unintelligent people who don't execute common sense. Mentally unstable people, poorly parented individuals in the world. So, because you guys know me, like, I can't even stand to hear people, celebrities okay because they have a connection, they can relate to another celebrity and what they must be enduring. But regular people that like go nuts when somebody, just like people all upset about the negative stuff people said about Whitney, but when she was alive and people were saying that negative stuff, they were like, yeah, she just you were on that bandwagon too. But now because she's dead, nobody can say what's true. You didn't love her, because if you love her, you would call her out on that shit. And then maybe she would have, instead of, you know, kissing people's ass, maybe they'll have room to grow up into a man/woman. Same thing with Michael Jordan. Everybody kisses ass all his life. He never had room to become a man. For what? He gets everything by being who and whatever he wants to be, because there's a line blurred between his talent and character, which I'm unable to do. I'm just completely unable to separate a person's character from their talented and just admire them on that alone. It doesn't make that a good thing, but that's me. I don't do that. Anyway, that's what being tipsy will get you, Bobo. Anyway, but from a healthy perspective, I have to be fair, because if the holograms advance to the point where Creaky and I predicted that they would, I can't sit here and say, I mean, I guess it would be like for sensible people, for mentally stable people, it just be like, except better, popping in an old album or CD or album, you know, an old one of somebody that you really liked, maybe from the 60s or 70s. If you like Nina Simone, if jazz was your thing, or Billie Holiday, or if you like Motown was your thing, it would be like popping in an old live album or a concert performance from one of them, except that they're right there. You know, like I would be able to see Earth, Wind and Fire or Prince or Patti LaBelle concerts that happened when I was younger that I was too young to attend. Like, I could be at that concert right in my own home. That blows my mind. And more reasons than one. That's why I don't go to the movies. And when I review movies that you guys have seen sometimes years and years ago. And the reason is because I don't like the movies. I feel like I'm watching my widescreen TV and there's a bunch of strangers watching my TV in my living room. That's just me. It's just me. But I don't like random people like that, because the majority of people, because people don't have sense. And I don't like most of the people. I just don't like you. A handful of people I actually really like. You show me character, I like you. It's that simple. But, and we don't always have to agree on everything. But people they aren't raised like that anymore. They aren't that anymore. But anywho, yeah, I could see both extremes. But ultimately, I would like to conduct a private, untelevised interview with Snoop Dogg to get from his perspective what that was like. Because I try to think of someone. I know Tupac has an enormous following, but I've never been much of a hip-hop fan. As soon as it went into a self-destructive direction, I was not going to be a hip-hop fan. So even in the 80s, I was not a hip-hop fan. My ish ended. My love for hip hop ended. It was probably with Sugar Hill Gang. There are a couple of people I still love. Chameleonaire. I love him. That's like my baby brother, because he's intelligent, and he's not gonna ever be in mainstream again. Riding Dirty was his shit. And that was it. And the only thing you guys really saw in that or hip-hop fans saw in that, is the whole Riding Dirty part. There was a message in there that does not encourage you to be riding dirty. Dumbass. But hip-hoppers are dumbasses, so. You think they're not? Go to a mainstream rapper's video and just kind of skim through the comments, just casually. And you know who those dudes are screwing and reproducing with? The little bitches that are commenting under the reality show Housewives threads. Those people are getting together and reproducing. It makes me afraid for the earth. I'm afraid for the earth, y'all. Genius. So anyway, though, I'm gonna need people to get it together for the world. Can you do that? Well, not even for me. Can you do that for you? Can you get it together for the world? Can you break the cycle for me? Please and thank you. And these